listeners, and welcome back to the Skylight Books podcast series. Today you're in for a special episode of Better Than the Movie. We're not doing it regular style today. As always, I'm your co-host, Justin Remer.
I'm Tank Boy Allan Traylor.
And I'm Tyler Austin. And we're definitely not doing this at the end because we forgot to introduce ourselves at the beginning of the episode.
Wow, that's a little peek behind the curtain that only makes sense to the three of us in this room. Yeah. Anyhow, what you're about to hear now is not an edit point.
There you go. Nailed it.
We can do it again if you don't like that. I don't mind.
I don't mind at all.
All right.
And I know none of you listeners actually went out and watched a bunch of Bridgerton and read the book because you thought we were going to do an episode on it like we promised we would at the end of the last episode. Unfortunately, scheduling just would not permit it. Also, we remembered the idea would involve us watching a bunch of Bridgerton. So we're putting that off probably till next season. Sorry. Anyhow, back to what we were talking about. You're in for an odd episode of Better Than the Movie. It's a Better Than the Movie Friend of the Fest 2024 special episode because we are hosting a movie screening at the Los Feliz 3 Theater here in Los Angeles on Saturday, August 24th, 10:15 p.m. We are introducing Rachel Talalay's film of Tank Girl, starring Lori Petty, Naomi Watts, an unrecognizable Ice-T.
What are you talking about? He looks exactly like Ice-T. All the kangaroos look exactly like themselves. That's how come they emote so great.
Yeah.
It's true.
That one dude from the last season of The Wire and some other people.
And Dirty D,
he's
bro.
in every season.
Oh, and Malcolm McDowell.
Malcolm McDowell. But he's in every season of The
He's
Wire.
not in
Reggie
every
Cathy?
season.
Maybe the last two, then.
He's not in every season.
Wait, who's Reggie? Wait, who's he in The Wire?
You're thinking of Lance Henrik or Reddick, maybe?
No, I thought Reggie Cathy was
No, he's the political operative.
Yeah.
Oh,
who
right.
Who helps out the what's his name become mayor.
Yeah, he also owns
Semi-spoiler.
a rib shack in House of Cards that Kevin Spacey goes to.
What?
Yes.
So he's like a magical rib shack employee?
He owns,
no way.
And Kevin
There's
Spacey
no
always
way.
goes like, "Oh, that's a taste of home." Oh, your ribs are so
God
good,
damn.
Reg.
Whatever happened to him? So weird.
Kevin Spacey?
Well, I mean,
You should catch up on the news, my friend.
Yeah.
Reggie Cathy passed away, sadly.
Did he?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I
That is
think
legit a
pretty
bummer.
young. I think he was in his 50s. But.
Wow.
Yeah.
If I remember
Great
correctly,
voice, too.
Oh, he does. Yeah.
But also Dirty D from oh my God. Where's my Pootie Tang?
Oh, sure. Yeah, of course.
That epic.
Also made by someone canceled now.
What happened to
Mr.
him?
Louis C.K.
What happened to him?
No, nothing. He's great.
You should really read the news.
I really should. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Where were
anywho,
you in 2016?
Yeah. I'm still quoting him to this day.
Well, I mean,
I mean, his bits are deathless.
yeah.
There's no way they die.
Yeah.
Yeah. True.
So this is not going to be a normal Better Than the Movie. Obviously, it's just the three of us.
Or a good one.
John.
Well, why change now?
But
true.
also, we're not really doing a comparison between the movie and the comic book, in this case, written by Alan Martin and drawn by Jamie Hewlett, who also is known for creating the visual aspect of the Gorillas with Damon Albarn.
I guess I didn't realize.
Yeah, that's where that
yeah.
artist. That's where that artist went on to.
I knew it seemed similar.
It's pretty cool.
Also, we might have extended bits about the comic. If Tyler gets his way, we shall see.
Oh, yeah.
Perhaps you'll congrade him on his bits
for,
if we do
for our
that.
intro. So yeah,
Well, yeah.
I just remember last time we tried bits, and they didn't
but we
go
didn't-
over super.
we didn't
I mean, it wasn't a
really-
big crowd, and that was
Actually-
maybe our mistake.
I felt like it was actually a decently sized crowd. I was expecting very few
no,
people.
a bit
No,
crowd.
bit.
Oh,
crowd.
bit
Yeah.
heavy. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
No.
they wanted info and they wanted reverence. They
wanted
did not
their
want
tildy swin.
our
Yeah.
Michigas.
Well, and I'm gonna just go out of there on a limb and say we didn't really, prepare bits.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah, we didn't go to the comedy store and vet.
We did not work out. Yeah, we didn't do any
Type
working
5.
out for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. So we're gonna tighten it up this time. That's our pro. That's
We're
that's
gonna-
a better than the movie guarantee.
We're going to a few
they're
open
gonna be
mics.
tight. They're gonna be hot.
Let's strive for it at
in
least.
the next 7 days. We're gonna be tight as a drum with
Yep.
whatever bits we come up with.
Snappy,
on the
snappy.
spot, whichever bits we come up
But
on
anyhow,
the spot.
so this episode is mostly just to be like, hey, if you haven't bought your ticket and you're in the Los Angeles area, we're going to have a great time watching Tank Girl at 10:15 on Saturday, August 24th at the Los Feliz 3. Also, some of the guests from our show are hosting other episodes. Kristen Lopez is hosting a show.
Covering The Thin Man, a movie we've done on this podcast.
Well, no, Jen... Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, Kristen is. But
Kristen.
Jen Johans, who covered The Thin Man with us.
With us is also hosting
is
one.
also
That's right.
hosting
Yeah.
the-
Yep.
Sorry, that's why I got...
Small
got
world there,
got
baby.
confused.
That's a lot of connections.
But yeah, so...
It all
check-
revolves around us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We are the sun.
We are the Kevin Bacon.
Wait, what's Jen screening? Do you know? You remember?
Kevin
not
and
off
the
the
Three
top of my
Bacons?
head.
Okay. Well, anyway, she's great. Watch with Jen.
Yeah. Literally, watch with Jen.
Watch with Jen.
And yeah, if you haven't checked out those episodes, go back and listen to our episodes with them.
Yeah.
But yeah, AmericanCinemaTech.com for tickets and more info on the fest. I think that's kind of pluggy over, but we'll and now we'll talk Tank Girl if you want to be primed. We won't get spoilery, not that you really can. Like, it's not a movie where the plot
Not
matters
really.
much. I mean,
maybe not even a little bit.
Well, as the one in the room who has read the most of the comics, I can definitely say that's the comics through and through. And watching the movie, so for me, it was the first time this week. I think it was your first time this week as well, Tyler.
Yep.
But you are the one who's versed, Allan. You're the one who picked it for the fest.
As versed as you can be in a movie that is absolute chaos.
Right. Now, and if you had to think, what guy on the pod would pick Tank Girl?
It's going to be Allan.
What guy who would pick Tank Girl would also suggest a movie based on a video game, forgetting the very premise of our podcast? It'd be the same guy.
It's true. He did say, or Mortal Kombat. And
Yeah.
it's like,
Well, Mortal Kombat, I stand by it, would have been sick.
Sure.
And there's got to be novelizations.
And-
Okay.
And I know there's comics.
When you find them, I'll read them, brother.
And
I've seen it.
It
I've
might
seen
have-
it.
All right, then bring it to me.
It also
I don't know
might
if
have
that counts.
spurred our
Yeah.
inevitable Patreon spin-off where we just cover adaptations of all sorts of shit. But
Yeah, that sounds good to you. Tweet it, someone. I don't know, not us probably.
Yeah, just movies that Patrick Stewart's in. or
That's
something like that.
yeah, just things like that.
There is a really sick Allan movie that Patrick Stewart is in. It's like basically teenage Die Hard, which I would love to find a reason to do.
Wait, is
called-
that Tin Soldiers or something? What's that one called?
No, you're thinking
Die Hard out of school, right?
there's one with Corey Haim that is also Die Hard at school. I think it's like Demolition High, maybe if
sure.
my memory serves.
What is your brain?
Yeah, it's just
Jesus.
spaghetti. It's garbage. It's
Oof.
nonsense. Wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like blended spaghetti, because let me be clear, spaghetti is not smooth enough for what's going on up there.
It's just sliding straight out the ears.
It's just ooze, brother.
oh, speaking of which,
I've been hitting the ooze hard.
let me finish the thought I was getting sidetracked from, which is, so as me being the one who is most versed in the comics of the three of us, I will say that the movie of Tank Girl both has so much more story and so much less story than the comics. Like, it's chaotic in a different way.
Yeah.
And I would argue that might be the biggest difference, is that it's just kind of like a sensibility shift. Like, there's definitely like the Hollywood idea of Tank Girl and the, like, would-be hipster British comics makers' ideas of Tank Girl.
It seems like they are fairly close, even though they didn't love the movie.
Well, looking at
least in terms of her being Bugs Bunny, essentially.
Yeah. Well, what I was going to say is, like, in the
what is it?
collection
Benny Hill that they wanted? They were like trying to put
They
Benny
put in
Hill
Benny Hill
bits.
jokes in there and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, same shit.
Well,
Kinda, yeah.
supposedly, because the first shot of her walking on a water buffalo, that was 100% Jamie Hewlett being like, no. Because it was originally written in the script as she rides in on a horse, and he's like, no, that's bullshit. That's too conventional.
That's normcore, brother.
The first
You
shot of her should
gotta
be her
not think normal thoughts, man.
the first shot of her should be riding in on something like a water buffalo, and then
Yeah.
MGM's like, all right, pay for a water buffalo, I guess.
She can't start with the tank. She's got to earn the tank.
Well, yeah.
Sort of, somehow, not really.
Yeah, it does a classic one of those. That's not me. That's me. But it was first on a water buffalo, and then it gets to her, and you're like, okay, okay, I see what we're dealing
It's
with.
like, I'm the
This
one in the
movie's a little twisted.
I'm the one in the mask. No, this one in the mask.
The mask was us all along.
Yeah.
Yes.
There is also like another meta level because I haven't watched all of the audio commentary on the disc, but
I didn't even think.
but-
I can't
but
even.
Lo-
Wait,
Lori-
who's on the commentary?
it's director Rachel Talalay and Lori Petty. But Lori Petty jokes. It's like, actually, that's not even me. That's my stunt double. So it's like joke on joke on joke.
That's pretty good, actually. All right. Hey, Lori Petty's a lot of fun. She's good.
Treasure.
Yeah, she's very good in this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Well, yeah, that was interesting. You're saying tonally, because again, as the person who didn't know the movie or knows anything about the comics, I was like, so is this close to the tone of the comics at all?
I think the comics are definitely more punky and edgy.
Yeah,
And a lot more Australian. There's like Aborigine like stuff in it. All kinds of stuff.
I would say like there's that brand of English nihilistic comics. Like it's not the same because like Judge Dredd is a parody of like British fascism, but I feel like it's that same sort of nihilistic vibe with the comic version of Tank Girl. Because literally the first comic story, she kills everyone in the story, runs them over with a tank.
Yeah,
innocents included, including like a guy that helps her. Is like, oh, the bad guy you're looking for is over there. Great, runs over him with a tank, and then like in foul language ahead.
I always
she
thought
fucks the guy she's chasing.
Well, you got to.
And then blows his brains out.
Yeah.
So
nice little treat before he departs this mortal coil.
That's your introduction to Tank Girl. So
there's worse ways to go.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I thought it was part of 2000 AD for the longest time. I thought it was like one of those spin-offs because all those comics are chaotic and violent and weird.
Yeah, it's
and I was kind of surprised that it's not.
Yeah, the magazine was called Deadline, and it was this was sort of the anchor signature strip, as they call it, of the magazine, which was intentionally here's new comics and here's like stuff about the English music scene and stuff. One thing that is much less in the movie that is a lot in the comics is so many pop culture references, and a lot of them are English because Hewlett and Martin are English, even though it's supposedly set in Australia. But like Australia kind of becomes super beside the point very quickly. Tanks do as well. Like like especially in the comic stories, there's like so many stories.
Well, Batman's not chilling with bats all the time. You know what I mean?
It's true, but
it's in the name.
He'll hop in a Batmobile at least.
Yeah, but it's different. It's not the same.
Superman's not always super.
Yeah.
No, he usually is actually.
He's actually.
I guess he really is. Bad example.
Unless
Typically
he's purposely trying not to be super.
Right.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Bad example.
But there'll be like
another one.
Bad example.
But like there'll be like there's like a two-part story. I was telling you, Tyler. There's a two-part story called The Australian Job, which is chock full of references to the original The Italian Job. With like there's one part where like I forget what happens, but someone says you were supposed to blow the bloody doors off, and I'm like, yep, this is a reference for like pop culture adult UK teens, and not for like. Yeah.
Now, are they constantly making those references knowingly, like in the movie? Because I feel like the movie, every pop culture reference in the movie is like wink, 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 wink.
Yeah, it's pretty abrupt.
Okay, okay.
And like, but the thing that's funny too is like some of it is so English. Like, there's references to like kiddie shows from British TV that like I only know that because I was like, what are these names?
Jim will fix it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and and even beyond that.
Okay,
and that's the thing too is like actually it's funny because there's at least 3 references to Jimmy Savile, and like he's obviously also like Louis C.K. and Kevin Spacey, but more so.
Wow,
just like
we're just tripling down on this pod today.
But like he's just like, wow, that sits a little different than. Not that I think that he was like supposed to be a good guy.
Exonerate? No, I mean,
but it's just like here's a goofy pop culture reference, and now it's like here's a goofy pop culture reference with a lot of baggage.
Dark and heavy.
If you don't know what we're talking about, Google it or don't. You know, live your life.
Maybe save yourself the knowledge.
Breathe freely and
knowledge
enjoy.
Power is so they say.
Nope.
So.
Enjoy a
It's
flower.
bad for you.
Enjoy
Ignorance
a
is
flower.
bliss. Is that what
That's
they say?
the one because this steak is
see.
delicious.
So you as completely
Matrix
naked.
Yes, brother.
And I this is very vague because like literally I started reading the comics like a week before we the two of us watched the movie. But so as the person coming completely naked, just give me like impressions, thoughts, apart from what you were saying, is like, is this close? Like, what'd you think?
Oh, yeah. Well, my immediate reaction was this is sort of like Mad Max Fury Road if it had a traumatic brain injury.
Mm-hmm. or just the opening sequence stretched out into a movie.
Yeah. I mean,
with the same amount of plot.
Very, very much. I mean, it's it's Australia. It's like a car based.
Yeah.
There's a post apocalyptic
I wonder if that's why it's
vibe
set
going
in
on.
Australia. It's got to be.
I would have to think it's almost playing off that somewhat
in some way, right? It has to be.
But yeah, I mean, and I mean that as with all due love and respect. I mean, I actually think it's pretty good, but it is definitely like, what if it was dumber?
Yeah.
And that's kind of good.
Things could always be dumber.
But like it is like the production values are, there. Stan Winston's doing makeup.
Dude,
and
incredible makeup.
The makeup's great and the costume designer's incredible. I think it's like, is it Catherine Hardwicke?
She was the production designer.
Production design. She's fucking great.
But yeah, Catherine Hardwicke, who went on to do like 13 and the first Twilight.
Movie, yeah. So I mean, it looks awesome. It looks really good. Yeah. It's fun. But, anyways, it's a good time.
Yeah, that's really all you can
that was
ever ask of something.
Yeah.
Nice.
Assumed you'd be mad at me in some way, shape or form.
I mean, honestly, it was kind of fun.
I mean, considering Nightbreed, like, not that this is...
He still liked Nightbreed. I don't know.
I came around on Nightbreed.
Yeah, he came around on it. He wanted to not like it. He was fighting himself. He was fighting his inner freak, and you can never do that.
I would say it's a real, it's Tank Girl, 50 feet of crap.
Wow.
Then Nightbreed.
Better than 100 feet. Better than 100
To make
feet,
a Moneyball reference. Another episode of our show.
Oh, boy.
Wow. The only thing we
rails.
can reference is other things we've talked about already.
You got to keep
Isn't
it in
that
universe.
everyone, though?
Mobius, just we're eating ourselves here.
Yeah.
But anyways,
Well, what about you, Allan? So you proposed the movie. You're obviously the biggest in the can for what is the word? What's the phrase I'm looking at?
In the bag?
In the bag. Whew.
Oh, okay.
You're the biggest.
You got there.
Most in the bag for this. What's your history with the flick?
I mean, I was just a kid in the 90s, and all the weirdest, dumbest shit is my favorite shit. Like, this movie, I love this movie a lot growing up. It also reminded me, I was trying to think of movies that are similar in a very 90s, very unhinged, out of control way. And there's the Alex Winter movie, Freaked, which is like one of my top 3 movies. I fucking love that movie. Saw it at the New Bev years ago with the Q&A. It was fantastic. I thought I had another one. Oh, I also remembered, I was trying to think of like where my head was at during this time, other than just being like, I don't know, I like Pogs and I like skateboarding and watching stupid things. There's a movie called, because I was a big Ninja Turtles fan, obviously every generation has their Ninja Turtles, but there was a knockoff Ninja Turtle movie called Warriors of Virtue, where they're kangaroo dudes instead of turtles.
Yeah, I worked at a video store when that movie hit.
And I can't remember which I watched first, but I definitely saw the other one. I was like, what other kangaroo movies are there? Kangaroo Jack?
Yeah, sure, yeah. I'm also, you've sent me down a rabbit hole of being like, what was the Greatest Generation's Ninja Turtles? Having said every generation,
there was also
has their
a
Ninja
live
Turtle.
action Ninja Turtle show around this time. I think it's like 98.
Yeah.
It's also pretty weird and unhinged.
You think
Was that a Saban or something like that? Was that the
I don't think so. I think I know it was on Fox, but it's like, it's very much like taking a cartoon and trying to make it live action, and it's just absolute bananas.
You think like the boys storming Normandy were like, I'm Michelangelo.
Yep.
I'm Leonardo.
Yeah. Exactly.
We're doing this.
Raph didn't make it.
It's
from Queens.
Well, it is interesting because I was thinking about this movie in terms of like a few other movies, and I think TMNT. Well, sorry, that's a different specific Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie. Excuse me, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1990. And like Super Mario Brothers.
Oh, that's the other movie I was thinking of. Yeah.
I feel like this is in the same soup as that, but I feel like this is probably closer to Super Mario Brothers in that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles has like a certain amount of lore, and they're sticking
and
to a certain
seriousness to it.
Yeah, sticking to a
It's the
certain
only
amount
one
of the
that
lore.
does.
Yeah, they take it seriously.
But definitely, it's an era
Dude,
where
when Leo's
with all,
like fixing to die in that bathtub, man, it's like, fuck, man, I hope he pulls through. He's the leader, man.
God, it's true. You're not wrong because you're right. But it is an odd era where Hollywood is not kowtowing to fans and is like, in the case of all three, they're like, we can't afford all the shit you like, kids, so we're gonna go different ways. Like, for instance, in the Tank Girl comic, Booga is just a kangaroo. It's not a weird human hybrid kangaroo guy. The Rippers are not a thing in the comics. That is just a creation for the thing. There is like
What a choice.
Can
I just say what if they're kangaroo people?
We gotta make this more relatable for people. So they're a kangaroo human hybrid.
What if we had
that we're the ultimate soldier?
a couple mil
Everyone's
to
gonna
this
be
budget?
on board. Yeah.
So much so that we can't film parts of the movie because I came up with kangaroo people.
There are many major scenes that we
man.
will not be able to film, and we will fill in with comic book strips.
Well, I mean, and some of them are fully animated. I think the animation is pretty gorgeous.
It's actually really cool.
Yeah.
The opening credits, which is taking a lot of frames from the actual comics, such a good opening credit sequence.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what.
It is definitely a time when you're right. It is almost as if like there's people are embarrassed to be making a comic book movie, but they're like, but you comic book freaks, we'll put some frames, we'll put some panels in there for you, which is actually really cool. Yeah. Honestly, now everyone they refuse to do that, and it's almost.
I mean, I think
because of the Hulk.
Right. Well,
but also
the fuck was Ang Lee thinking, man?
But also, it works a lot better than even like compared to like Walter Hill going back in and reduxing the Warriors with being in my head it was like a comic book, so I throw in comic book.
He George Lucas did, man,
and
there's no need for it.
It's like that does not work. But I actually think the comic book transitions in this one are kind of fun and do work.
Yeah. The one that works the best is when she gets knocked out and then it's just a black screen and a bubble pops up that goes, "This is me unconscious."
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
Yeah,
it's pretty good. It's very
that
fun.
was good. Let's talk a little bit about.
I also love the one with Naomi Watts learning to be more like Tank Girl. It's a really fun one
also
too.
So this is like basically if not her first role ever, like definitely the first major role for Naomi Watts. Is crazy.
Me and Tyler were talking. It's definitely the most we've been in love with Naomi Watts
by far. If she came out of the movie screen and was like, "You get to come and live with me in this post-apocalyptic wasteland," I'd be like,
worth it.
Yeah, let's go.
And I just got married,
and
too.
I just got married, month and a half.
Oh, congrats, by the way.
True honeymoon phase. And I'm like,
I'm out of here.
Brunette Naomi Watts, take me away. Take me to Tank Girl Land.
Well, she's a pilot, too.
She's a jet. Yeah.
There's a funny anecdote on the DVD where Lori Petty says that she's not sure if like Naomi Watts was being method or if she was just that shy, but she constantly had to be like, "Naomi, your light is there. Stop hiding literally in my shadow. Like, you need to be visible. Go stand where the light is."
Oh, man.
And it's like...
Makes me love her more.
Yeah. It's just like, aw.
In too deep, man.
Yeah, wow. Whew. Sorry, what were you building to, Justin, before we took that digression?
I guess maybe just even like a little bit more background of Rachel Talalay. So she was an exec at some upper person at New Line, and like kind of
Long live New Line.
Yeah.
kind of like was a key producer on most of the Nightmare on Elm Street series, which then led to her directing Freddy's Dead, which is kind of a much maligned entry in the series, also because it has a terribly misguided 3D sequence that was like pure gimmick and like kind of stops the movie in its tracks. But I digress, because what I'm gonna say is like actually that movie is kind of like just a wildly visually crazy film, and I like it a lot. Like I don't think it's a good Nightmare on Elm Street movie, but I think as far as like a weird artifact of like
You think the remake is the best one?
19
Isn't that what you told me?
Yeah. I was like, that guy's made two great things. Smells Like Teen Spirit video and Nightmare on Elm Street, the remake with Jackie Earle Haley, where it's really explicit that he's a pedophile.
Is she British?
Rachel Talalay?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Because I was looking into her as well. Like, what did she do after this? And it's mostly TV.
A lot of TV. I assume director jail of some kind.
But it's like almost exclusively British television. Doctor Who and Sherlock episodes.
Yeah.
I mean, I get the sense that she might be an Anglophile, and it might be maybe she moved because she was just like, this is where the work is, but also like, I'm this kind of nerd.
I'm misunderstood in my own country.
Because that's the thing.
Well, maybe she should have been on this pod, you know?
Yeah, hey.
So that's the thing is you know, Freddy's Dead isn't well liked, but it makes enough money that like she has the juice that she's like, okay, I can option this really cool graphic novel. I've come up in the U.S. It was compiled as one graphic novel by Dark Horse Comics, and so there's kind of a bidding war for it because in the UK it's hot shit, Tank Girl, it's on underwear, it's everywhere.
It's on my underwear, yeah.
Yeah. And we shouldn't be seeing it.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, terribly
thank
sorry.
you, please.
Yeah,
I just
we're in a
thought it was trying to
public
be in
place.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, fair enough.
We're not okay.
Like this door is closed, but like you can see through this door.
Hey,
man,
man,
like, people can
glass
see.
People got to
door
know.
and-
People got to know what I'm
Well,
about. So,
I'll find you some on eBay, some other
okay,
ones.
thank you.
Yeah.
What was I saying?
Oh, she bought the rights and pitched it around.
Oh yeah, so she beat them all for the option because they could kind of tell like, oh, you're a nerd, and like, much of it can be like, like when you're doing a DVD interview, you want to be like, I was the champion of it, but she was basically like, I then had to continue to fight for the proper idea of Tank Girl for the next like 5 years through meetings with Amblin Entertainment where they're like, we're not hip enough for this. With like a meeting with what is it, Sherry Lansing? Is that who it was?
Paramount, I think. Yeah.
Who was just like, this is great. Let's do this. PG-13, and she's like, it should be R.
Yeah. It really wants to be.
Yeah.
And then and then of course like once it is at MGM, just like a million things of just like, I guess they can be human kangaroo people, and like some things you just.
I think it's a
have to
simple ask. If an executive comes to you and says, "Can there be kangaroo people in
we
here?"
were thinking kangaroo human hybrid.
And I was thinking it's going to get made. Sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I get the sense that as
stand by
much
it.
as I think Hewlett and Martin badmouth the movie, I think it was definitely like them being mad at the Suits decisions and being on the side of like Lori Petty and Rachel Talalay, because it sounded like they were on the set a lot, just hanging out and being like, oh shit, I designed that and now it's the fucking set dressing, or like, yeah.
A physical thing. Yeah. It's interesting. Yeah, you again hitting back on like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Super Mario Brothers of it all. It is weird to think at a time like this was as much, I don't know, like it's such a different time in like 90s culture where it's like, yeah, and this just comes out. This is just as much of a thing. This is just part of the mainstream sort of
Oscar season kind of stuff.
Yeah, like zeitgeist. It was, yeah. Was it nominated for any Oscars? I mean,
Yeah.
production-
makeup for sure.
Makeup and production design, I would totally
Oscars
buy.
are famously cowards for that kind of shit.
Of
though,
course.
so.
Well,
but
also
yeah.
I think
I was just like, I'd love to see Lori Petty being interviewed by like Jay Leno about this movie. Like, so you in Tank Girl? What's
Yeah.
that about?
I mean that probably because it was well, but then again,
sounds like you watched it.
I'm trying to find it, brother. I gotta get it down.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but I think this also was kind of maybe a moment where MGM2 is like like scrambling and being like, we don't really have the money to make this.
Yeah.
But they're doing great now. I mean, who owns them? Oh, right, Amazon owns
Amazon.
them.
Yeah, it sounds like they're doing great.
MGM been doing great since like the 60s.
Yeah.
That's their slogan.
That's where we've been. We got a big lion guy.
We got a big line guy, yeah.
That's
their
their other
famous
slogan.
phrase.
That's
yeah.
their other slogan one.
We got a big one, so
He's
not a small
big
one.
boy.
It's big line guy,
We
yeah.
got a big one. Then also, because this thing gets kind of cut up, right? If I remember correctly.
It
It sounds like they ran out of money.
They just kind of ran out.
it just sounds like it was a fight from every single stage through shooting, through edit. Yeah. But you're right. Like they didn't get to shoot everything they wanted to shoot.
Yeah.
That being said, like I feel like the special effects, like for instance with
his like digital head looked fantastic.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Malcolm McDowell is the bad guy
who loves to juice people.
Semi spoiler
Loves to
alert.
just juice them.
which is very Dune-esque.
Yeah, this is Dune that fucks.
The stills or whatever. Yeah. You're right. Honestly, I mean, it's kind of more visually inventive than the Villeneuve Dunes.
Ooh,
I'll go out on a
roasted.
limb. Hot take.
Wow.
Hot take.
I mean, that's the thing. Is the '90s were about colors,
Yeah,
that is
and
true.
now it's all about
Grayscale.
yeah.
That means a movie's
brownish beigeish.
Yeah.
That's how you know a movie's serious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's dark brown.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We desaturated it as much as we could while still saying it's in color. Like,
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. Madal, who I think we looked it up last night and was like, this gave me Clockwork Orange vibes when I was making it. It's like one of my other maybe.
Well,
He's very high on it.
That's the thing. So
Yeah.
Malcolm McDowell plays the big bad. They created for the movie this sort of government entity, the
Department of Water and Power.
Water and Power.
DWP.
Because the water gives you power.
Yeah.
Well, in the apocalypse, yes.
I just got that. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, I think it was a joke in the movie that I just repeated. But,
Oh, okay.
but yeah, so as we were talking around, is like at a certain point he has a holographic head, and like the effect of like her, like it's interesting because it's not. I think it's not Morphe like James Cameron, and I don't think it's like the way a current CGI artist would imagine, like reaching through a holographic head. But it's I like the way it looked.
It was very good.
And I agree. I feel like he in his head is thinking like I am like Alex from Clockwork Orange, like as the suit, like, and she is the new me kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like I was getting that from McDowell for sure.
He was going for it.
Yo, he's having the time of his life.
James
he
Hong
always
is
does,
the
though. Dude,
other
I
doctor.
forgot that he was in this movie, and I was like, oh my gosh.
He's
That
Amazing.
when he turned around, I was like, James Hong is in this.
He's in everything, man.
Of course.
You don't get to be 90 plus and not be in every movie you can.
It's true. Wait, you're saying the more movies you're in, the longer you live?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's what Tom Cruise is trying to do, right?
That's true. Well, he should be making more movies then.
He's too busy. Did he actually do the thing where he landed on the Hollywood sign?
Yeah, brother.
Well, but
I forgot to look it up. I just
Well,
can't
no,
be bothered to look it up.
So live, he's in the Olympic Stadium, and he jumps from the top of the Olympic Stadium down on like a zip line to the ground. He runs and grabs the Olympic flag from, I think, Karen Bass, and then, in quotes, motorcycles off. And then you see the
my
motorcycle
gosh.
making its way to Los Angeles. Oh, no, because he motorcycles into a plane, right? And then he of course, skydives out of the plane down to Los Angeles. Anyhow. Yeah.
Into the Hollywood sign where he
So
sits.
they incorporated live and film bits?
Yeah.
This
he
is
sits
even better than
in
I
the
imagined.
O of the Hollywood sign, which they've then like CGI'd Olympic rings around.
Wow.
Like the O, one of the O's.
Just wow.
The O is like the Olympic rings.
And maybe it's better to describe it to me than watching.
Yeah.
It. This sounds insane.
Also, no joke, scored to the music of Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Yeah.
And then
Yep.
live performance by Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Yep.
Man.
Yep. It reminded me a lot of,
French
I don't
are
know if
wild,
you were
man.
early Survivor fans, but
I watched a couple.
But at the end of those shows, because they would always have a live finale, they would do a bit with Jeff Probst where he'd like leave the final tribal council and be like, I'll see you in Los Angeles. And then he'd like walk out with the jar, and then he would like walk out to like a jet ski, and then you'd be, it was all pre-taped, of course, obviously,
pretty good.
and he would like jet ski from Fiji back to Los Angeles,
pretty
and
good.
then he'd show up at the studio and be like, all right, time to read these names. And it was always awesome. Honestly, it was always pretty sick.
Hey, bring the bit back, I say.
I know they stopped doing it. I was
Yeah.
like, God damn, it's great. Anyways.
Well, they're up to
Perhaps we'll do that for our
Yeah, maybe
presentation.
we should
we'll
do
have
it.
a film.
We should do that, but it's like we're just walking over from the store to the Los Feliz 3.
Our unrelated conversation as we walk over.
Yeah.
This is great.
Yeah. But we'll grab some.
We're
Guac
not saying
Daddy.
we're not going to do that for the show. Maybe you need to buy a ticket.
I mean,
To
I think
find
we're
out.
not going to. It's a lot of work.
do a little pre-tape.
But it'd be cool if we did.
Shoot it on an iPhone,
We're
Sean
not-
Baker
we're-
style.
We're
maybe.
absolutely not going to do that. I promise you. We'll see.
also,
Bam,
I'm
bam.
sure the projectionist staff will be like, we're not paid to do that.
Yeah.
We're not-
I'm
We
not
don't-
doing that, man.
We can't.
Keep your freak shit to yourself.
This is
I'm not
why
doing
I
that.
am in a union. Okay.
It's a .move file though. You just got to hit the space bar.
Get out.
All right.
That'd be like a replay of seeing RRR where they didn't play the second half because they didn't like digest the second half, and they're just like, what?
Yeah.
And people that like work in projection are like, just the file's on the drive, just play it. And they're like, no, can't. Sorry. You just get half a movie. Sorry.
Still not over that, man. Still hurts.
I don't know. It's pretty good. Half a movie.
It's a banging half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just let it go.
It is funny. It is like a movie in its own sequel.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like watching part one and then doing a marathon when we finally did watch the whole movie. Thank God RRR continued to play in theaters. But,
Yeah.
to make up for that awful botched screening from AMC at the Grove. Yeah. Yeah,
You
that's
gonna say
right.
the date and the time? Keep going. Keep going, buddy.
Actually, anybody
Keep
who was at
going.
that screening knows exactly what I'm
You
talking
got
about.
to. Well, I'm sure
There was hundreds of people at that screening being like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
What is going on here?
Yeah, it was kind of a pandemonium situation.
Yep. Okay. Do we want to go with whatever you have in the
You mean
chamber
my
for us,
definitely
Allan?
impromptu quiz?
Yeah, we can do that, but do we also need like at least 2 to 5 more minutes on the Rippers?
Oh yeah, we didn't even talk
We didn't even
about the
really
Rippers.
touch.
No,
We didn't even talk about the best line in the movie.
What do you consider the best line?
It's well, yeah, you're right. You're right. They're all so good.
They're all gold, brother.
But no, it's when he's dying and he's like,
See you at the big jam in the
"See
sky.
the big jam in the sky, dude."
Which is
I
great,
laughed
like-
so fucking hard at that line.
Well, did you hear? So again,
Wait, was that DT or who died?
that's
The only one that dies.
Reg.
Yeah.
E. Kathy,
Okay, yeah, I think
No
DT
one else
was-
dies,
DT
right?
was
I mean,
his
that
name.
isn't a
DT,
human.
who brought.
I don't know. There was the big firefight at the end. I don't remember who all died.
According to sources, he just had a saxophone. He brought his own saxophone with him,
Of course.
and that's how they characterized that character.
Amazing.
It is amazing because you do
Amazing.
spend a fair amount of the movie with them at a certain
Yeah.
point. They're there for like probably.
I
half
thought
hour.
they were. My childhood memory of this movie was that it's all kangaroo action.
Would explain.
And I was very surprised that it's like the last third of the movie. And I was like, man, I thought they were all
Well,
throughout
especially
this
because like
thing.
isn't Ice-T's second build like or something, but which is also funny to
Maybe.
me too because he's not even like the lead kangaroo.
No.
He's like if this was the Apostles, he's basically Judas. That's like this is bullshit.
Well,
He's just the realest, man.
No, I know.
He definitely he stands out,
Yeah.
but he is not the leader.
He
and
does sway them from decisions.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
they're all by committee, and then they
Yeah.
vote, and then he's the only one who doesn't. They didn't vote.
He's like, God damn it.
Damn it, committees.
I did
bureaucracy.
I did keep making this joke, which went over well all 8 times I did it, which is that he looks to me like John Travolta in Battlefield Earth.
Yeah.
So I just kept calling him John Travolta. I was like, oh man, John Travolta's mad. And then I would just feel like a pat on the shoulder, like, good job.
See, I just think
you
it
made
looks
your
like
joke for the 4th time.
Ice-T with a bigger forehead.
He does look he does make a cop killer joke, or basically
Regulation he has
because
to.
everyone's like, oh, we used to be different people in our previous lives, and they're like, what were you in your previous life? He's like, I was a cop, which is both like a cop killer joke and then also like a
And
foreshadowing
it's also
to
like,
him being
how
on
long is
Law and
this
Order.
apocalypse been going on?
Well, yeah, because it is like a classic apocalypse thing where it's like, so it's been 30 years of the apocalypse, but also
you were
every
a cop?
reference
Yeah.
is from
Well, yeah,
1990.
that's the thing is like the comics never say a year or if it's the present or whatever. But I think in the opening narration it's like 21 something.
Or yeah, I thought it was
Which is-
2030 something, but yeah, maybe I'm. Yeah.
But
I
it's
think it is
also-
2030, yeah.
Okay, yeah. But even so, it's just like clearly some note like you got to tell people they're in the future.
Right, exactly.
Yeah,
it's like,
otherwise they
all right.
won't know.
Yeah. So yeah, the Rippers. Stan Winston did makeup. It was
Yeah.
like they are just kangaroos in the comic, I remember.
Yeah.
But they were like, but we want performances out of the Rippers. We need actors under this makeup.
Yeah.
Not like
actors in
Ninja
suits.
Turtles where they're just like
Stuntmen and so yeah, which they emote real good.
I think, yeah, it's
looks
fantastic
Stan
makeup.
Winston doing
Yeah.
great work.
Always.
Ears and stuff. They got ears going.
They got ears and stuff. Can you imagine?
faces and
They
things.
thought of everything.
It's they have a cool. What's their underground layer? Is a bowling alley?
There's a lot of bowling themed, like
They like
the
rest
room
on a
they
bunch of
keep them in
bowling
is in like a
balls.
bowling ball room.
Like it's like a
what
ball
is this
pit of
place?
bowling balls,
Yeah,
which is I would be uncomfortable. I
Yeah.
suppose is the idea.
yeah, I guess. Well, not Tank Girl though. She's never
no,
uncomfortable.
She could be in a
Unshakable.
in the pipe even.
Yeah, even the
It almost
That made me a little freak out, but
it almost
it's just
feels,
for show.
feels like they were thinking because like there's a lot of references to in the comic to like what's big in UK culture. So there's a lot of like paisley things and like sort of hippie, acidy kind of things. But you can tell they're like no, people are into like bowling shirts and like this kitschy.
Well, in the 90s,
vibe.
not wrong.
Yeah.
So so they're just like let's you got your kitsch, we've got our American kitsch that we're gonna do here.
We're gonna meet in the middle here.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be great.
And then this kangaroo man is going to play the sax.
Yeah, he does.
Just the perfect
Beautifully.
touch.
Beautiful.
And then there's Booga.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, do
Who
we
was
remember all
the-
the kangaroo guys?
I don't remember the
Well,
names.
Booga
he
is
was the one
actually
that was the dog, right?
Is actually a character
He
in
looked like
the
that guy.
in the comic book. So I remember him also just because he's a moron.
Yeah, well, they said
Yeah.
in the movie, they're like, I was actually a dog, and they upgraded me to
That's
human
right.
kangaroo
That's right.
because I was
That's right.
such a good
That's
boy.
Right. That's right. That's
Oh,
right.
I missed that line.
And
That's
it's
good.
such a good line.
That's good.
And which one undeniably
pervy one?
has sex with Tank Girl?
Yeah.
Because that happens.
That's him. That's him.
Is
Because
Booga?
he's the good boy.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah.
He's sweet.
He's
and
the only
see-
sweet
yeah.
one that isn't
Because
dead.
Tank Girl says we could make it worth your while, implying that her and Jet will do something for him.
Yeah.
And he's like, you know where to get baseball cards?
Yeah, dude.
Like that's
Pretty good.
Because, you
And
know,
they're like, no, and he's like, oh, fuck it.
you know the,
I'm out of here.
yeah. You know the national pastime of
Yeah.
Australia is baseball.
That's one of those sensibility shifts that like in the comic, Tank Girl likes that he's sweet and dumb because then she can just get him to do stuff and like take advantage of him. But in the movie, it's like he's sweet and dumb, and that charms me. And now we are
Yeah.
together in sex.
I'll
Yeah.
throw him something.
Yeah.
Sure.
Exactly.
Postcoital, kangaroo,
Hey, she does what she wants, you know?
Yeah.
Tank Girl. Yeah.
Yeah. Is there anyone else in the cast we're missing? Like, so Lori Petty's great. Malcolm McDowell's great. Ice-T's great. Reggie Cathy's great. The guy who plays Booga is good, and I don't know his name.
Yeah, I don't
who
remember.
plays the little girl? Is that anybody? Or
Not sure. Don't remember.
should we talk about the little girl? Or
She's in the movie.
she's
in the
like the
movie,
MacGuffin.
Yeah.
Like, they were just like
Sort of. It's
Well,
the one they forget about.
Again, I will say this movie is wild tonally because it is a movie that is like, things are so funky. Tank Girl's having a blast. And then it's like everyone she knows is murdered immediately. And she's like, oh, well, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. Yeah. Whoops. It
Rolls
happens.
off my back.
You know, we don't know how many times that's happened. to
That's
her.
honestly,
You know,
but
we don't
that
know
could
how
be,
long
like,
she's been there.
the 8th time that's
Do you know,
happened.
do you know what it reminded me of? Like that she was kind of like. 'Cause it's mostly because I watched the new Axel F. It kind of felt to me a little bit like she was Axel Foley because like in the first Beverly Hills Cop, his friend is murdered, but he's still like I'm investigating and like making jokes and like also like getting into situations where she's pretending like she's something. She's like, I'm a fashion photographer, and I need you to do. I was like, this is
great.
very
The
very
song and
Axel
dance
Foley.
number at the
Oh, yeah. The
Which is
Cole Porter movie.
Yeah.
which is
Or song.
choreographed by Adam Shankman, actually.
Oh, shit.
Oh wow.
So like a lot of talent in this movie, oddly.
Yeah.
That there's
They went for it, man.
there's like two musical numbers, and choreographed by famed Broadway choreographer and director Adam Shankman. He did the movie of Hairspray, right? What else has he done movie wise? Do you know?
Not off the top of that.
Yeah, I don't
Well,
know.
he did that at least.
Yeah, hey.
Which is
Good
where
for
he
him.
met. No, never mind. I was gonna do the John Travolta Ice-T's. Like he met John Travolta on Tank Girl,
and then brought him back. For
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I see now how this is just a dumb bit to drill into the ground, and I'm sorry to anyone who has to listen to me
It's
talk.
too late.
Yeah,
Damage is done.
It's tough because I don't think either of us made that connection. So it's really just. But that's okay.
Yeah.
It's fine.
No.
It's cool.
I really
just
wouldn't
gonna
worry
sit-
about it.
I'm just gonna turn down my mic and just sit.
You just want to be in silence for the rest of it? We could just sit here.
The Rippers are cool.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's all right. So you got a game out.
Oh. I have a very loose quiz that is some of them have answers
Okay.
Some of them, whichever is the best answer, I will accept.
Oh, okay. So you're saying it's not multiple choice or fill in the blank. It's sort of like
I tried to make it as I wanted to make a quiz
as
the Tank Girl would
chaotic
like.
as
Yes.
Tank Girl. Okay.
Nice. Is it back and forth like the Goosebumps quiz, or is it whoever thinks of something first, or
It's all over the place, baby.
okay.
Most of them you can both answer to make it, because I tried to make it not have to switch back and forth like
The only
last
rule
time.
is there is no rules.
Truly. All right, here we go. Number one. Wow, I don't even remember writing this. This is really funny to me. Number one, how many times have I seen Tank Girl in theaters? It's a personal question. That's me.
I mean, the way you said it about like the Warriors of Virtue and stuff makes me think that this was a VHS first time watch. That's my guess.
It's kind of what I was thinking as well. How old are you?
But I said, how many times have I seen it in theaters?
but you know what? Repertory
Revivals,
screenings,
yeah,
like
yeah.
our repertory screening that's happening
right.
the 24th of August.
I can't imagine anyone else would have wanted
2024.
to show this movie, so that
10:15
still makes
PM.
me think 0. When's this movie comes out? 95?
95, yeah.
And you're 49?
38, thank you.
Oh,
Pretty
39,
close.
right?
Yeah,
30,
pretty close.
38,
Yeah.
56. So you'd have been
I'm 110.
You'd have been 36 when this movie comes out. So you would have had your own money and a house and a car.
I was wearing suits at the time. Yeah.
Maybe then you could have seen it a bunch of times in theaters, actually.
You had an orange juicer.
Yeah.
You didn't buy orange juice. You juiced someone juice the oranges
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah, exactly. It's like an adult.
Mm-hmm.
Like an adult would.
Kind
like
of.
in that Rugrats episode where they become adults.
Oh, horrifying.
Yeah, it's a really scary.
Horrifying.
Honestly, a traumatic episode.
Yeah, they should not
so
have
anyways,
done
where do we land? What do you? I'm gonna go 0. Price is Right rules. So if you go over, Justin, it's ball game.
Oh, Price is Right.
Price is Right rules.
So you're
0.
saying I could just say 1 and win.
No, but unless he's seen 0. That's true. Fuck.
But you're right. No, I
could say $2.
I forgot about repertory screenings. I'm gonna say you've seen this 3 times in theaters.
Tyler's correct. I have seen it 0 times in theaters.
Wow, this
So
will be the first time
coming up.
I should have stuck with my gut.
You should have. Oh, well.
Talked yourself
Fucked
out
up.
of it.
Yeah. Well, Tyler's in the lead, 1-0.
And I still got to make the he's an old joke, too. So I got best of both worlds.
So that's 1 for you. I got bonus points if it comes to it. Can't imagine it will. Who fucking cares?
By the way, go back and listen to our Ghostbumps episode. That game was so much fun. I genuinely re-listened to that game because it tickled me so.
That
We
was
should
pretty
listen
good.
back to
Honestly,
it.
we should just do that again this year.
Yeah.
That was great.
Yeah.
Do more Goosebumps.
Do more Goosebumps. I was thinking about how much I like that Goosebumps you had me read. It was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, next one. Which movie has awakened more lesbians? Tank Girl or But Mom, I'm a Cheerleader?
I think it's generational, probably, right? Because I feel like
Is it? But I'm a cheerleader, not. But Mom, I'm a cheerleader.
Oh, you're right. You're right. Sorry.
sorry.
But I'm a
don't
cheerleader.
tell Mom
My
I'm a
bad.
cheerleader.
Don't tell
Don't-
Mom.
don't-
I'm a, the
Don't tell
cheerleader's
Mom
dead.
the babysitter and the cheerleader
Are
dead.
making out in the
Yeah.
closet
Did you see that they remade Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter?
Yeah.
with who? When?
I don't know. I think it's like a straight to Amazon joint or something, right?
Yeah, or straight to Max or something. But
Well, so just quickly, I was gonna say, I think we did talk. I mean, we kind of touched on this, but it's like this feels like a movie. If it were come out now, you'd be like, they made a Tank Girl movie, but again, they put all these resources behind it in 1995, where it's Adam Shankman. It's just crazy. It's how different our like movie culture is at the moment.
Well, they
Yeah.
were taking bigger swings then.
Yeah,
Much bigger swings.
They're-
Do you not remember The Mask?
Oh, I'm smoking.
actually, that's a great comparison as well too. Because
Yeah.
I never read that.
They
comic.
share some same
Oh,
energy.
yeah.
I don't think
yeah.
anyone ever read that comic, but I'm sure that was wildly divergent from whatever
Yeah.
that comic was.
And honestly, that's not bad. Like kind of Lori Petty is coming into this with like Jim Carrey energy,
Yeah,
basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're yin and yang for sure.
I would say, but I'm a cheerleader. I think, just probably because more people. Well, I don't know.
I think there's
More people who were definitely needed the awakening saw it. Maybe more people saw Tank Girl who didn't have the awakening.
Okay.
here's
I
my
mean, there's no way for me to know. I'm just going to
I'm
accept.
just making my argument.
here's my argument
Uh-huh.
because now this has turned into debate club.
Yeah.
Tank Girl is international. Tank Girl was awakening English lesbians, probably Scottish lesbians, definitely Welsh lesbians.
You didn't think of the world,
Australian
Tyler.
lesbians.
You must think of the world, Tyler.
Long before But I'm a Cheerleader was even written. And
Interesting.
Bit of an indie, too.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's true.
that is
The reach probably not as wide as the worldwide smash success of Tank Girl.
I mean, that's a very small island.
Australia?
No, well, the UK.
It's a pretty big
very,
one,
it's
famously.
very, very tiny. The UK.
But I mean, it's got
So how many
many. It's
even
got so
people?
many territories and ex-territories that have translated.
Yeah, I think I'm right. Give me the point.
What'd you say? You said.
But I'm a cheerleader.
Okay, what's yours?
And I said Tank Girl. Yeah.
You're both right.
All right.
Yay!
Yay! We
Both
both
get
get
a
a point. All right.
Both
But
get
you're-
point, everyone wins.
But you're 2-1.
Yeah, that's right. That's
yeah,
right.
yeah,
That's right.
We'll make do. I'm gonna skip some of these.
You better not. Go back.
Out of 10 questions, I'm going to ask.
I don't need.
3.5.
I made 10 just in case I needed to press for time, but we're fine, I think.
Yeah. This is a more than hearty special
Would Bugs
episode.
Bunny and Tank Girl be friends or rivals? Too much of the same, or kindred spirits? That is the question you must ask yourself.
Well, we know she has an affinity for human-animal hybrids, which makes me immediately think
She's
probably,
open to it. I said friends. Lowercase,
Oh, you don't think there'll be more than
lowercase f?
You
I
don't
mean,
think
maybe.
there'll
I mean,
I
you
think it'll be
know,
more than that.
She gets feeling,
Bug kind of does what he wants to.
She
so.
gets feeling frisky. You know, he dresses up in a pretty dress. You know,
Yeah.
something could happen.
I think they'd both have a good time messing with that conductor, personally.
Oh, absolutely.
I think that, you know, if Bugs can team up with Michael Jordan, and you know what a volatile personality.
Well, Bugs was carrying Michael Jordan in that movie.
Let me speak. What a volatile, crazy personality, flying off the handle that Michael Jordan is in Space Jam. I think that the world can contain the combustion
Sure.
of these two forces coming together. So I agree. I think they could buddy up, and I think they could wreak some crazy damage.
Yeah.
Wreak some crazy havoc.
I think they would be more than friends.
Okay.
If you
More
catch
than
my
friends?
drift.
What's your answer, Justin? It's
I don't want to say soulmates because
Mhm.
I don't want to rush things, but they could be soulmates.
okay. Yeah, you're both correct. I think they'd be famous friends.
Yes,
All right.
yes.
Let's see. We're skipping that bullshit. Let's see. Some of these are like I don't even know how I'm gonna grade the answer. Okay. This is whichever is the best one.
I love that this quiz is just drafts.
just feeling it.
Yeah. Well, some of them are just joke questions. They're not real.
What?
Okay.
I thought these were real questions, Allan.
Yeah.
I thought
No.
the
I
last
thought
one
long
was
and hard
like-
about this.
Was scientific. My God.
If you had to be a kangaroo, what would your dominant personality be in the Tank Girl movie? What kind of kangaroo would you be?
Do we have to pick
Best
one that
one
is
wins.
not in the movie? Do we have to pick because we can't?
Oh
be
yeah.
can't be like Jazzman or Dog Boy.
No, it's got to be new.
I
It's
think
got to be fresh.
I
A new
would
different
be.
one. Okay, yeah.
I would be a DJ kangaroo. So
DJ
I might have
Okay.
shades, but I'm
Okay.
definitely going to be at those two turntables.
Kind of liking that.
Okay, I see it. I see it.
Isn't the Kangaroo Jack poster wearing shades?
He's wearing shades and a hoodie.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah,
just
that's
to
right.
not be confused with Kangaroo Jack. I won't have the shades, but I will
Well,
definitely
you'd have
be.
to stand out. You know.
I
You'd
might have
to
a
prove yourself.
backward ball cap. Would that work? Backward ball cap at the two turntables.
Don't think it can
You
hurt.
could still
Yeah.
put the shades on. You could kind of like Mac Tonight.
Mm-hmm.
You could look like Mac Tonight.
Yeah.
Oh, the kids love that reference.
Yes, they do.
I wish I still had my Mac Tonight fucking action figure thing.
I got it. Okay, I would be a hacker, Ripper.
Ooh, okay.
You'd put me at like an old timey computer, and I'd
Okay.
need like two keyboards, and I'd be like hacking at multiple keyboards at the same time.
I like both of these options.
Shades, but very small shades, as opposed to those big shades. I'd have like the
maybe
like the Matthew Lillard glasses,
little purple tint to it,
a little purpley.
Well.
Exactly.
Fuck, I got to give it to Tyler, man. He's got the Matthew Lillard glasses.
Agree.
Sorry, DJ was a good choice.
Yeah,
DJ
but it was less
was a good
conceived.
choice.
Like his was so fully fleshed,
right
fully
there.
formed.
That's take
Take
a sec, take a beat, think about it. Become a hacker.
What was the thing that
Is Ice-T ever happy?
Like in life?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he loves his wife.
I was
Ever
going to
seen
say
him smile?
Coco brings a lot of joy to.
He seems like a pretty contented fellow.
Okay.
Just not in this film.
Yeah, he's such a curmudgeon.
Because did they even like at the end of this? Did they like wrap up and have like a Ripper thing? Like a what? They run the guys off the cliff, and then it becomes a waterfall animated style.
Yeah,
but like I don't even think we even have a moment where like all the Rippers come back together and they're like, "We did it."
No, not really.
It's kind of crazy.
Yeah,
I think feels like a kind of thing.
I think
like,
they
we
didn't
don't
have time.
to film that.
Shit. You know, it's 4 hours to put this makeup on every morning.
Oh, you know what? I forgot to film the ending of the movie.
The ending. I guess we animated now. That's kind of nuts.
So we turn 1 week of work into 4 months of work by animating it. Sure, yeah, let's do that.
Not here. We don't have to be in the desert.
We don't have to be involved. Yes,
so that's actually fine. Yeah, that is kind of crazy because it's like shots of them killing a bunch of dudes, and then that's it.
What do you think of Rachel Talalay as an action director? Like, did you enjoy those scenes? Because I feel like that was part of her whole thing. Was she was like, I like this because of its hipness, but also like I want to be like another Catherine Bigelow. I want to also like be out there making action movies as a lady, potentially for ladies. What?
I guess I don't even remember the action scenes that much. Like
it's like resounding.
I mean, like it's just not. It didn't pop.
Yeah,
for me.
I was gonna say,
but I wasn't watching it for that.
I think the conceptual craziness definitely. Like
it is the strongest element.
Connects much more. Yeah. But I was just curious what.
Yeah, it's not a. I wouldn't even really think of it as like an action forward sort of movie. I mean, it's their action sequences, but I don't know. The tank chasing the semi's pretty good, but again, it's like it does a good job of like being like this is a comic action movie. Like there are bits. The action is mostly like a vehicle for comedy bits.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, I don't consider it an action. But not even action comedy, really.
Yeah.
I think of it just pure comedy. Like a cartoon has action stuff in it.
Right.
But it's
that's probably
that's
kind
of how I view it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, she has a distinct visual. I mean, visuals are, good.
I think it's just one of those things that like everyone having machine guns is just like, yep, that's the 90s.
Yeah. It's true.
No, I think Uzi. Yeah, I knew it. See, Uzi is the 90s fucking gun you could have, man.
That's true. I mean, true. I
should have said Jinx on that one.
I referenced watching Con Air earlier, and there is literally a moment in that movie where Colmini's like, "If I'd known he was going on that plane, I'd have given him an Uzi." And you're like, literally.
Me and Bo were watching another Colmini movie, Layer Cake.
Oh,
fantastic! Yeah, I hadn't seen it in so long. That's such a good movie.
Yeah, that's a good one.
We don't even need tiebreakers, but I'll ask a few more.
Let's do it.
I think Tyler's winning, but maybe Justin will pull it. What's the tally? What do you got?
I think it's like 4-2.
4-2?
After the hacker thing, we could have probably just wrapped it up. That I kind of a
give him the Oscar.
Yeah.
Name a movie that would be improved by Tank Girl. Best one wins.
Oh, like her being added to the story, or. I mean, My Dinner with Andre.
That's
That conversation's gonna be a little different.
Gonna be a little goofy.
It'd be hard to.
Good. That's a good one.
Hard to pay attention.
Yeah,
I like that. That's good.
That's
pretty good.
What do a couple boomers lamenting time passing them by need more than
Tank Girl, dude?
Tank Girl. I mean, honestly, if she ran over that set with a tank.
Do you even want to answer? That's a pretty good answer.
It's pretty good. The only thing that came to mind, and this, I don't even know if it would be better with her, or
Yeah.
if we could just do do a full 1-for-1. As I'm like, can we
Oh, you're
just
thinking of the next Deadpool? She should be in that one as well.
Literally 100%. Just she's basically dead. She's better at Deadpool
She's
than
Deadpool before Deadpool.
So just make her Deadpool.
Yeah. That's the most practical, reasonable answer, but Justin had the funniest, so I got to give him the point.
Andre's very good.
But yeah, Deadpool. I should have thought of that.
She's just Deadpool, Wolverine, and Tank Girl.
What do we got? Oh yeah, this one's kind of wild. How many times does Tank Girl bone down in the movie, including metaphorical or in an abstract way? I have a number in my mind.
Really?
Abstract way.
Yes.
Well, because they're going to bone down with her boyfriend at the beginning, but that is interrupted rudely. Several times. Twice, at least.
There's the part where she pretends like she's going to do favors on the bad guy, but then immediately is like, well, I need a tweezer to get with that shit.
Oh, yeah, that's... Boy, yeah. There's a lot of... Okay, well, anyways.
A lot of could be.
Well, I was going to say there's a lot of implied...
I'm not speaking of the rape
forcible
stuff. Yeah, I'm not talking about that.
And again, this movie just kind of jigs right on by it.
It's
which
very
is,
90s in that way, unfortunately.
Yeah, we're not going to put any heft on that.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree that moment happens in what is essentially like an upbeat, fun movie.
Goof to goof. Yeah, like... And happens to Naomi Watts' character as well. Like it's just really like, oh boy. Or
that's the thing that's the thing I wonder about though, because spoiler, non-spoiler, like the guy that's such a fucking creep to her, she does blow him away.
Yeah.
But they don't show it. Like they just show her pulling the trigger, and I'm like, man, is that footage somewhere? I bet there's at least a decent effect of just his brain splattering
exploding.
or something.
Yeah.
This is also a movie.
Give him a hologram head too, you know? Give everyone a hologram head.
You know, that actor does look familiar.
Tank Girl and a hologram head.
But like that's a face that only existed from like 1990 to 1999.
I've seen him in other things as well. I think maybe as Goon Guy a lot.
Totally. Like he is that kind
I'm
of
very
like
sorry if he's in like
smarmy 90s
some
man.
excellent movies, but yeah, he's got a smart.
Yeah, or he
Yeah.
looks like a just like mercenary number 2
For
sure.
Yeah.
Oh, there's another random mercenary is isn't it fucking what's his face from West Wing? He's like the first guy that finds her when she thinks it's her boyfriend.
Oh, that guy?
Isn't it
I didn't
isn't it
recognize
Toby
him.
from West Wing? Am I wrong?
Oh, I didn't recognize. It could be. I didn't
If
recognize
it's
his
not
name.
him, it's someone of that caliber.
Richard Schiff?
I thought it was Richard Schiff. Am I crazy?
Yeah, I think you are.
I think it is, though. Look it up, bitch.
I think
Look
you're
it
wrong.
up.
I'm doing it right now.
Look it up, man.
Just also, this is a
If
movie.
not him, it's someone on that level.
We'll see.
Yeah,
we will see.
will see.
I don't
We'll
know.
see the truth.
I don't know. Let's see. But also, this is a movie that implies like a 12-year-old girl is. You're exactly right. It was him.
Boom.
Yeah. Super
Oh,
enjoyable.
How's that
yeah,
feel, Tyler?
That's interesting.
How
I
does
did
that
not
feel,
catch that
Tyler?
at all, and I mean, he's great.
It's like in the
Toby
first
Ziegler.
10 minutes, man.
I mean, I was doing this while receiving at work. So.
Heart wasn't in it. Shame.
Well,
Shameful.
because he's going to see it on a big
Save it for
screen
the
with
big
a
screen.
I'm
yeah.
watching it on an iPad.
Big screen with a great audience
While at
cheering
work.
and booing.
I can't wait to leave work and
At the bad
then be
guys, not at the
tired and
movie.
fall asleep.
Go right into it. Interesting.
Except
yeah,
not.
great call. Yeah.
Yeah.
Schiff, he's great.
But yeah.
What were we talking? What was the question? Oh, I'm gonna say 1.
Okay. Which one?
It's with Booga.
Okay.
I mean, that's definitely the one that we. I mean, and again, you could call it implied. But I think that's the only one. We
I'm
get.
going to say she also got down with the first guy off camera, so is it even if it's Price is Right rules, I'm going to say 2.
Justin is closer because I think both of those count, but I also think the animated sequence when she meets Naomi Watts is them fucking. Because Naomi Watts is very different after that. She is on Team Tank Girl. Something happened with them.
Oh, I like that.
They had
yeah.
a good time.
They
I
do
think.
That's the thing.
Play
That's-
that up, yeah.
And also like talking about the appeal to lesbians of this movie, like that's the crux of this, because like
That's the real relationship that matters.
All the dudes are like, all right, even like funny, goofy
they're interchangeable. Like literally
like-
doesn't matter.
no.
But like
Yeah.
the flash, the spark is definitely between Lori Petty and Naomi Watts
Well,
Yeah.
is there?
as
and
Tank Girl and Jet Girl.
I don't know what it is exactly, but it looks like she's covered in lye. Because she's like showering.
Yeah.
You think it's going to be like it is kind of this movie again is
The dirt shower
You
thing,
have
yeah.
to respect like it turning away from the conventions of the genre where it's like
Yeah.
you would expect like a long sort of Starship Troopers shower sequence, and she's just like, no, what if we throw dirt on her?
Yeah.
And also there's a sign that says keep underwear on, we only wash work clothes. Which I was like, oh, that's kind of like honestly that's
There was a
very-
bunch of notes. I meant
Yeah.
to write some of those
Yeah.
down. Some
Yeah.
of them were pretty
There,
funny.
there is in
just
the,
essentially a big sign being like,
Yeah.
we're not going to see Lori Petty naked, you
'Cause-
fucking
'cause there is-
freaks.
Sorry, freaks.
there is nudity not from her in the brothel scene with Anne Magnuson as the madam.
Yeah.
And so like, but you just see it like running off to the side, and that feels like definitely like female director versus male director, where she's like, yes, I know you demand boobs in the brothel scene, but they will be running off to the side rather than just like, again,
Front and
talking about
center.
like Beverly Hills Cop, where it's just like, yeah, strip club scene where it's just like, I am a stripper
And we're
it's in
holding
your
on this for 30 seconds.
Right.
Yeah,
Yes, you
for sure. So, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
3, I could see it. But yeah, she like comes up and like, because what the guy's like forcing himself on Naomi Watts again.
Yeah.
And if I were to ever
Just
see that,
asking to be shot.
If I were to ever see that man in public, I'd kill him on the spot.
Yeah, you'd be right to do so.
Just for
that's the
those
thing
You'd be
that's so
very right to
frustrating.
do so.
Yep.
Like,
I don't trust him. Never will.
Bad.
I'm not, you know, like I'm not making this list, but if I had
It's
a
got the
list
greasy
of like
hair too, man. Come on.
least satisfying come up
Get him outta here.
for like dirt bags, this guy would be one, just because like I want to see his brains fucking.
You want to see
splatter.
him get shot out of a tank or something, right?
Yeah, even if if it is just the same kill, I want to see those brains splatter.
Or through
That's
the jet
interesting, 'cause
engine, maybe.
I actually feel like that I kind of enjoyed that moment because it is like really centers her being like, I'm fucking killing this guy.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
And
I mean,
also,
I-
it's kind
I know
of
what you mean.
It's maybe this is a subtlety in a movie that it has no reason for it. But you know, maybe it's like that guy never mattered. Like fuck him, whatever. Who cares?
Yeah, it's
Get
all
him
about
outta here.
Naomi
Yeah.
being like, yeah, I fucking did that shit.
Yeah, man.
I accept that.
Oh, hard.
I still want to
See him get blown up.
Viscera.
Look,
I still want to viscera. And
Sure.
then just real quick, the second would be the shitty doctor in Friday the 13th Part 7, where like like Jason comes
Which
at him
we
with,
all
like,
know well.
Jason comes at him with a weed whacker, and you can tell it's like, oh, he's gonna like get his guts everywhere, and it's just literally like he kind of just like stabs him with a weed whacker, and the scene's over. And it's like, oh, that was a real letdown.
Yeah.
Could have been.
You had a gross weapon and a really shitty villain, and then he just got all right poked with a weed whacker. All right,
Well,
the
they
end.
couldn't think of a line, you know.
Yeah, what would that? It's gotta be
Something would whack off, right? Whack on, whack off.
Yeah,
or...
yeah. Whack on, whack off.
Yeah, I
That
don't
was-
know.
Is that what you went with?
Yeah, that's where my brain went.
That would be a funny supercut. That'd be a funny supercut if people just did like Jason's
Give him some
voiceover-
lines, yeah.
Jason's voiceover during the kills, like this sleeping bag kill is like sleep on that. Clack.
Bang.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I think you won,
Yeah, it did.
right?
It's over.
I don't think I
Yeah,
have any
you
other
definitely won that.
questions.
It got late early this game.
Yeah, it got late early.
Cool.
You love to see it.
You love to see it. You love to win.
Poured all
so,
of 10 minutes into it, so you love to see it.
So yeah. So again, if you hung with us, we'll have
Can't
other
imagine
we'll
why.
have other things to say
We will have other things to say.
before the screening.
I'm not
on-
convinced. Maybe. Maybe we will.
Be like Tank Girl and suffer a massive head injury and forget all this before you come to the screening.
We
So
should
can
roll out
say
on a
stuff.
tank.
We could. You want to build a tank?
We're gonna do a
Yeah.
pre-tape. We're
We
gonna
have
roll out
enough.
on a
We
tank.
have enough cardboard boxes at the store. We could build a fake
Oh, I
tank.
wish Frida was still here. She
would
would
do
make a
that
great
in
tank.
a fucking
she
heartbeat.
would.
Frida's got some
Honestly,
tank girl
I
energy.
was gonna say 100%.
She's like she's tank girl aged up.
She does have
Yeah.
some serious Tank Girl energy. Can we get her in from Denton? Where
Let's
she
fly
live
her.
now?
She's-
Texas.
Yeah,
somewhere?
fly her in.
Yeah.
So special guest appearance by
We miss you, Frida.
Frida Gossett Clayton. Cool. So yeah, if you haven't bought your tickets, buy them. AmericanCinemaTech.com for Saturday, August 24th at 10:15 p.m. We'll be blabbing a little bit before the picture, but most importantly, you will see on 35 millimeter film on a big screen with a great crowd. Tank Girl, 1995. I don't know. It's just us. Do we have any plugs? Oh, I'm writing a book. I'm writing a book about Weird Al Yankovic for 33 1/3.
This is
series.
awkward. So am I, dude. This is so awkward.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's for.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's for 22 and a half. It's a new thing I'm starting, man. Yeah. I thought you knew. I thought you knew, man.
It's tough.
Oh shit.
Oh man, this is gonna be a real like volcano
the best
Dante's
book
Peak
wins,
situation.
You know? Best book wins.
Oh my god. Yeah.
What else? I don't know. Come to the bookstore.
Do what you want.
Enjoy our life.
Check out my book on Weird Al. That's coming out for 44 1/4.
Ooh, got him.
Whoa.
Got him.
Yep.
Whoa.
He was thinking of that the whole time.
We're all doing
I
this?
just was waiting for the right
We
pause.
cut out time. There was 5 minutes of him thinking of that.
Waiting for the right pause. I knew there was a spot to put it in there, and I was like, I got it. And then honestly, there's the symmetry of it.
What's funny, I almost went with 44 1/4, but I was like, I don't know, it doesn't sound right.
Once
You did 22 and a half.
22 and a half stood,
Does
33
ring.
1/3, 44 1/4. So it's actually the symmetry is really nice.
It's beautiful.
I'm actually really happy with it.
It is beautiful.
All right. This has been great. You've been great. We're great. Next month will be my birthday pick, which should be a short story of some kind. So if you read along with us, which why would you? But if you did, don't worry about it. It's just going to be a short story to get you all caught up. We're not sure what it could be. It could be The Swimmer. Hoping it's The Swimmer.
I do want to see that movie.
Oh, it's so good.
Could also be Johnny Mnemonic.
But it could be something else. Could be A New Leaf. Could be. There's so many things it could be.
You're gonna
Must
love
you-
Johnny
must
Mnemonic when
you
I make you
insert
watch it. Of
yourself
course, of course.
into everything.
If not to be yourself, what are we doing here?
Here's the thing. Look,
What are
American
we doing?
Cinematheque, I love your program, American Cinematheque. I've been shut out twice now. I'm coming for you next year. That's your problem? You got a problem with me? I was a member.
I'm gonna pick Mortal
I
Kombat.
paid you money.
I'm gonna pick Mortal Kombat, and they're gonna do it.
Dude, they're
you
gonna
know
pick
another
it.
movie that has this kind of movie's energy that I'm gonna pick.
I can't wait.
That I'm gonna have to be a stretch because it's definitely also a video game. Double Dragon, bitch. See you next year, Double Dragon.
Okay,
y'all.
American Cinematheque. I guess next year I'll pick Three Ninjas or something. Some
Hey,
90s
join me, right?
fucking trash that you
Yeah.
like.
Yeah.
Oh, you think we're going? Okay,
Yeah.
whatever. Fucking American Cinematheque. I'm
got 'em
talking
hot.
to you. I'm making a personal plea. Stop validating my co-host picks. Validate me.
Oh, I guess I'm gonna have to find a beep.
Sure.
Anyhow,
No, I don't think so.
Come back.
Make that the clip. That's the clip. It's
Yeah.
going on Instagram, and we're tagging the Cinematheque.
Yeah.
This is an all-out plea.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Outrage, if anything.
Come back next month for an actual real episode, not a special one, because this was real special.
Yeah, you
And,
could argue much like Tank Girl, it barely exists.
Peace.
Thanks for listening to this episode of the Skylight Books podcast series. We hope you enjoyed it. If you'd like to check out the book featured in this episode, or others, please visit skylightbooks.com. If you're in the Los Angeles area, stop by for one of our live in-person author events. You can find a calendar on our website. If you like this podcast, leave us a review. Really helps us out. Our music is by Duck the Piano Wire. Till next time.